So we'll get a bit of an early start on finishing up this stuff, and this getting. I want to get the floor welded up at least a little bit here. Not going to be too much more to do. Just really want to get this kind of stuff done. We're able to get most of the entryway finished. There we go. And we've got the current room welded up, thankfully. But I definitely want to get this portion done. See how much of this are we going to be able to get. Maybe a pretty good chunk of it. That makes it easy. Even cleaned up the paint job a little bit in here, made it look nice. I don't know if I like the that sandy salmon color there. I think I need to make it a little bit more yellow. Because it's a good color for like clay. But I don't think it blends in too well with the mountain. I think it stands out just a little too much. I think I need to color that more towards the yellow. Anyway. How much plate do I have left? Not a whole lot. So I just need to get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I should be able to get, because 10 is 250, right? I think I can carry almost 290. Yeah, 280. So I should have enough to get this done at least. I don't know if I have enough to get the entire wall done, but get at least some of this stuff in. Just makes me feel a little bit more secure having some of this done. I mean, it's not like we're going for huge style points or anything, but yeah, these do have slightly higher durability than, you know, the rock that it's cut into, so. At least in theory. And, I mean, it's not much higher, but it's at least a little bit better. How much do I have left? I've got almost enough for one more, so let's go ahead. Let's go throw those back in. We're just gonna grab 100 plates. And I really just needed a break from the mining. I was able to get the second platform area, well, I should say the second entrance area down there done. Let's go see. Yeah, still don't know. We'll see. Maybe when the sunlight gets over here, we'll have a better idea. We do need to start cleaning up this stuff. At least this one. We don't need this one anymore. So at least we can start hiding this area a little bit. I may actually take that one out. I think the dogs can still get in here, but would really rather them not be able to, but you know, is what it is. Speaking of, probably better to have that closed. Oh. Let's head down here. We can take the upper block area out. Because we have that now. Not a bad way to start the day. Of course, after having worked through the night. There. Actually, let's leave it with no names on that way if we really need it. Alright, so we have this area which is roughly the middle, not exactly the middle. It should be so the question is where do I want this thing to go? So I'm kind of leaning towards having it move over this way more, so that would actually end up being so where that pillar is. Actually, I ended up one lower than I was intending, so that actually works out better because I wanted it on this level. So this would be the ground floor. Or this would be the floor of the hangar area. And then, yeah, so if we do that, that actually works out better. Okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and take all this stuff out. We're gonna start up here, finish. Grab this. And we don't care if dogs get stuck in here. In fact, it would be pretty helpful if they did. And it does give us a place to hide in case, you know, we get attacked and we can't get in for some reason. Alright, so that gets us there. And I think that's pretty close, yeah. Now the catch is we still want this thing to end up, I don't know, what was it? Like 22 wide or something like that. So you figure the wheels are 4 by 5. They're 2 wide, half a block on the spacer, and then 2 blocks for the, yeah, so 5, that's 10. 11, because you need 2 cargo containers side by side, 2 large cargo containers side by side, so it's 11. So if we go 15 wide, alright, so let's figure if we go 7 from here, alright, 1, so from there it's 1, 2, 3-ish, 4-ish, 5-ish, 6-ish, 7-ish here. Yeah, so if we did that, that'll cut into on that side, so I think I want to shift it over that way. And so what we'll do is, let's figure it will go here. This will be the part of the area, which is fine, because what we'll do is we'll have a system of drills set up so that it will drill forward and at the same time to the one side. And then I'll have to set up a system that lets it shift over to the other side, probably using rotors, maybe? Alright, so we'd be looking at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So somewhere around here it should end up, right? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's gonna end up around here somewhere. So it's 12. 13, 14, so we said 15 would put us there. I'm going to go one more, so that way the interior space will be, so we go something like that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alright, so that would give us enough for 10, 16. Oh, see, I misfactored that. 16, 10, or 10, 16. That's 15. Okay, so that would give us 15 spaces interior, 16 interior, 17 interior. If we place it here, so we'll take it to 19 interior. Right. So let me, I know I should be writing this stuff down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 interior. Okay, so that there gives us 19 interior. That should be big enough, I think.
Energy critical.
All of this has to come out. A giant face of stone here. Now, ideally, what we would have is a large wheeled vehicle with drills on it, but that might actually be more parts and energy than I'm willing to expend on this right now. So would it be better to build a boring engine? I think it might be better to build a boring engine. Or boring machine, I guess would be a better way of calling it. Because we basically want something that's going to allow us to...
No energy.
Something's going to allow us to dig our way into a place and keep it fairly level. Okay, so... Probably running low on... Yeah, we've got a little bit left. Okay, so if we do... Oh, let me see here. I think I'm going to need 2 connectors, at least 1 piston, two rotors. Oh, that could be interesting. Okay. Alright, let's go do a little bit more cleanup on the front. I'm not going to do the whole thing. It doesn't need all of that. But I do want to get a better idea of let's see, upper, lower should be down here somewhere, yes? There it is. Okay. Let's get the last little bit of this out of here. Because we can always come back and clean this up later. I'm not too worried about it. Right. But I do want to get a better idea of where things are going to be. Alright. And that gives us a much better idea. And then what we can do is we can come back and sculpt all of this to give us a better approach. A little bit easier approach to deal with. Eventually, we'll end up with something that spans that. Now I'm not expecting the floor of the hangar to come all the way out here. I'm pretty much expecting it to be basically what we have up there at the main entrance, where the gate is recessed into whatever hillside is available. And we just basically end up with a large flat area. So we may end up finishing this up just to keep it flat for us. Alright. But for now, that should be good. Okay. Alright, and so what I'm thinking for down here, let's turn the light on, is that this will be because of the fact that our floor is actually going to be there at the hangar floor. I'm thinking this will allow us to have an area set up where we can have connectors for the pistons to hook into. So, well, yeah. Let's just head back because this is like almost 500 tiles long. Alright. Head on back. Almost there. There we go. Okay. So this is, like I said, this is 30-ish, like 35 blocks down, I think. Which means, so we're looking at that being the floor. And so we'll have, basically we'll be able to run piping up through here, through this area. Which then can come up here. We can run up the piping. We can run more piping up this way. And then probably have some stairs built in. So that we'll have the conveyors going up. And probably end up with, like, say either the scaffolding stairs or some other form of stairway here. Probably have scaffolding stairs here going all the way up, which allows us to get down to here to go out that way, and then we'll have, you know, an access over here. Probably end up with a walkway that comes along here. Out of here. Alright. Doesn't have to be anything overly complex. Just has to fit the need, right? Oh, hello. That was a little closer than I'd like it to be. Okay. How many plates do I have left? I got almost 100 plates. Okay. That's good. And there, right? And so that allows us to have stairs coming out. We'll have this going down. I may actually do that on another block. I don't know. We'll probably just leave it open like that. It's going to be a lot of scaffolding, though. Okay, so let's head down here, because we're going to have to make some room for things. Alright, so since that's going to be the floor height, right? We're going to end up with a conveyor network that comes back this way. What I'm thinking then is let's put a couple of cargo containers down here, some large cargo containers. So if we go to hopefully not destroying anything here, because this is basically the outer wall there of the hangar, right? We're going to have our conveyor network probably move over. Because if we're going to use pistons, I can go, say, 5 wide. Alright. Trying to clear out enough space that we have some room down here to work. Because we're going to need 2, 3. 4, should be about 5, right? 3, 4, 5. There we go. Okay. Alright, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's where I want it. So if we do 5, we'll put a connector here. No, actually, this is the ground level. So we want it up there. So get this out. Alright, so hopefully this will start making sense shortly. So we're gonna do there. So that's 5, so that's 1. See how far we can take this over. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Alright, so that gets us about halfway across. So let's get this set up here. And this should give us about where we need to be, right? So then we go, that starts from there, so it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is going to be where it feeds through. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still got a lot of stuff over here that we're going to have to mine out manually. Okay, so if we end up with that, we put how many plates do I have left? Okay, I still have enough. Okay. As long as I have enough to get around, that's all I'm really worried about. We're gonna need enough to get like so. Alright. Now what we're going to end up having to do is basically drill this hole, this line, all the way out to the surface, alright? Out to the front, just like we did with this one. And then what we will do is every couple of blocks, helps if I use the right. Did I? There we go. So we'll have a conveyor junction there with a connector on above it. Right? So something like that. We'll have basically a piston with a connector on it, so that the two connectors face each other. They'll be able to stay locked. Piston extends. There will be a connector up front for the forward portion to connect to. The trailing connector gets pulled forward with another, and we'll put another connector under it. Once we know what that distance is, once we know what those distances are, we'll be able to reset the entire thing, put a second piston on it. That way we're only having to do this, you know, a couple of times. And then we'll have everything piped in back here to a couple of large cargo containers. So probably 3 large cargo containers. Basically have this run up and into the cargo container. Let's see, I need this to go back 3 blocks worth. But yeah, it's gonna take a lot of stuff, man. It'd be really nice if I could get... It would help if I got Sharky and Adrenaline involved in this, probably. It would definitely take some of the load off. Come on. Come on. Alright. So it's going to go back 1 more row. And basically I'm setting it up so I can try and walk around down here. Alright. And 3, there we go. Yeah, see? There we go. Alright, so we'll have a cargo block here, 1 on either side of it. And then we can start working on the mining rig. So I think what we're going to do is see if we can get Sharky and Hudred on. If I can get them around. So that will definitely make this a whole lot easier. But before I get them involved, I think we're gonna have to get the rest of this stuff set up. We'll get the first, at least get the first cargo container in. Because we're going to be pulling so much stone out of this system. I'm not really worried about basic materials. It's the stuff that we're going to need later, like the motors, that we're going to have to worry about. Okay. I think this still requires interior plates, yes. Aluminum plates, yeah. Alright. And then once I have this drilled out, oh, this is going to be annoying, because once I have this drilled out, I'm going to have to come back, open up an area above us that's big enough to build the initial drill, and then once that's done, we're okay. Okay, so before I go flag down a Dreadin', let's get one cargo block in here, the container block in. We'll actually get the container down here and welded up and everything. We'll get this piped into it. And then we'll set up everything else, because I'm going to have to drill all of this out. And that's going to be really bloody annoying. Okay. Oh, another 500 block run. Yay. Ugh, so much to do. Okay. first, I think we're going to take a little bit of a nap because I've been doing this for a while and I could really use one. Oh, hate that. There we go. Need to clean all of this stuff up too. Maybe I'll put a collector down at the bottom once I have the cargo container in. That could be interesting. Just drill all of this out and let it drop down into the collector. Ah, would make life so much easier.